Nathan Gulliksen off Disko Trooper. We were talking to you a week or so back in the loft in Norths there, and you were looking forward to your first Hobart, and here you are. Yeah. How's it been?
It was good. It was a very challenging Hobart. Range of conditions from like 0 to 40, but yeah, definitely a learning experience.
And what was the highlight and maybe the low light?
I don't know, going around Tasman Island was like pretty cool experience, like massive waves and just lots of breeze. And then I don't know, I guess the low light's just when you're sitting there doing nothing. Can't help it, but it's just after those squalls in the first 2 nights, it was just couldn't really
much you could do.
Not much you could do.
And you're sailing, apart from with Wendy and Jules, you're sailing with a group of folk you know well, you sail with, regularly?
Yeah. So I hadn't sailed with Emma before.
Right.
I'd seen her being younger than her coming up through YSA, and Mark...
So for those, that's the Youth Sailing Academy?
Yeah, Youth Sailing Academy through the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia.
Yeah.
And Mark I've known since I was 10 years old. We grew up sailing at Gosford together, and we both started at different times at the YSA. And Charlie I know through the YSA as well. So at this point, we've been sailing, and now sort of since I've aged out, so I've started coaching those two. But spent a lot of time with them all.
And were you doing a bit of everything? What was your main role on the boat?
So my primary role is just trimming. Speed, making sure the boat's going fast. And then post that, it's like a little bit of mostly steering. And when the boys need help on the bow, I'll get up there and give them a hand. But I'll let them know when I've hit my bow quota very often.
Not a man for the foredeck, eh?
I'm just not silly.
Oh, careful there. You're talking to an old foredecky. Anyway, how do you find pacing yourself? Because that was a long race, even for this boat.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting to have that in the forefront of your mind. When you go into it, you're like, all right, let's not go 100% at the start. Obviously, you want to look cool on the cameras and stuff, but once you get around the corner and you look around, there's no choppers or anything. It's like, okay, let's settle in, let's get into a groove here. And I think the 2 hours on, 2 hours off it's an interesting system. And we sort of, at times it was like when one watch was in a groove, we'd go for maybe 3, and then switch over and have 3 off. But just having that ability to sleep quite a lot and quite often. The only annoyance being that you have to take your gear off and on and off a heap. But besides that, so you're either on, you switched on, you might steer for an hour, mess around with some boat speed, do a couple sail changes, and then you're back to sleep. So it's quite good like that.
And you got 2 incredibly experienced people in Wendy Tuck and Jules Hall. Tell us a little bit about what that brought for you.
So I was on Wendy's watch. And having her on board, especially today, going through Tasman Island with that breeze, it was incredible just seeing Wendy do what Wendy does. And it's just, someone who's had obviously won around the world race, first female skipper, like that's obviously incredible in itself. And just having the ability and the knowledge to just, this is what you do in this situation. And you learn from that, and her steering grooves and the way that she talks to people is like very, very comforting when you're obviously it's like oh wow, we're pretty full on here. And it was good. And
I guess Jules said she was doing a lot of laughing as well.
Yeah, she kept the morale high, definitely. There'd be times where I'd come up on wash and we'd just be we'd all be very happy and we'd get it going and come up, and other times you come up and it's 0 knots and you're like, what's going on here? But we definitely had a few inside jokes and stuff like that. So it's a good race.
Yes, she said she didn't understand some of them, so that's good.
She has to go do some homework. She has to go watch Talladega Nights. There's a lot of shake and bake references, but she didn't quite understand.
That's brilliant. Well done, Nathan. It's really good to see you here, and it sounds like you guys have done really well just as a group. Congratulations on that, and look forward to seeing you on the water again.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Well done.